Well, good morning. It's been a while since I have been out to this prayer labyrinth. I shared a few weeks ago on my blog that it's funny that it feels like this was a part of a season from a long time ago. I mean, it early on when we went into the stay-at-home orders and lockdown and all those whatever term we want to use for it, that I was here like every day, like most of the remainder of Lent up to Easter, and even preached part of my Easter sermon from here. And then it's probably been at least 2 or 3 weeks since I've been out here again. So I came out this morning, and one thing I've been feeling about the Psalms recently is especially so I was reading along and got into like there's a section of Psalms like Psalm 59 all the way to 64 where it felt like each morning I was kind of reading the same thing. A combination of God, I'm going to sit here and wait for your presence and trust that you're with me. And, beautiful words, absolutely beautiful words, but also words, though, were like the words that were calling upon God's vengeance down upon enemies and upon opponents and so forth. And then others that were the laments of, God, where are you in the midst of all of this stuff? Um, and it felt a little bit like just, okay, here we are again, same thing. And maybe that's a little bit of how at least some of us feel about this time that we've been in since March. Like, okay, it's just sort of the same thing. I think what's going to change? What's going to be different? What I found myself praying about through those Psalms, which I encourage you to read on your own. I'm not going to read all of them here this morning. I encourage you with them is that all those things can and do coexist in us. Like they're all there. But I feel like there's something God can do in us and through us from this time. Not that God caused this period, but what can we do going forward? And there's one rock actually here this morning that spoke to me of this. So I picked up this rock when I came here to the center of the labyrinth, and I was going to put it here, like with the others that were there. And it was laying kind of like this on the ground initially. And so I picked it up thinking it was this smooth, soft stone. And it is, like here, it's very soft, And, but when I picked it up, I realized that on the backside, there's this whole chunk missing. And I was like, oh, it's not quite what I thought it was. It's broken. But here's the thing. What I discovered as I picked it up is that my thumb fits into that space perfectly. What that says to me is a reminder that, yeah, we can be like the psalmist and want vengeance upon our enemies and want to continue to foster the brokenness and the division that is there in our world right now. Yeah, we can do that. And there's that hole right there that's there in us. And, if I look around here, I'm not going to find the other piece of this rock. I mean, I don't know if it's even here. Who knows? but I'm the healing for this. My thumb fits there perfectly, and it's a reminder that I can bring the power of God a wholeness to this world that may not feel like it's there right now. That's what we are called to as followers of Jesus. It's not to be looking out for things that are outside of this to try to find that one thing that's going to fix it, but a reminder that we are the ones who can bring healing. Jesus commissioned us to do that, to be that. We are the healing of the nations. We're the healing of our relationships. We're the healing of our neighborhoods. We're the healing of our country. We're the healing of our world, not in our own power, but in the power of God. So, in the midst of the laments, in the midst of the calls for vengeance and wrath, in the statements of times of saying, yeah, we're going to sit and wait and listen, I'm reminded of the action we are called to take to be that which brings healing and wholeness to our world. Grace and peace be with you.